Cold weather survival has always been about controlling small losses that add up to real suffering. Before central heating, before synthetic duvets, people in wartime Europe, frontier homesteads and pre-industrial households relied on layered wool blankets arranged with intent. This technique was not casual bedding. It was a deliberate system designed to trap heat, block drafts, and eliminate the cold gaps modern duvets still struggle with. If you value historical accuracy and practical winter survival knowledge, stay with me. And if Warfield Prepper Chronicles brings you real usable history, subscribe and like the video so you don't miss future breakdowns. This technique relied on overlap, not thickness. The core principle was simple but precise. Instead of one large covering, sleepers used 2 or 3 heavy blankets laid in opposing directions, so the seams never aligned. One blanket was pulled lengthwise from the foot of the bed past the shoulders. Another was laid crosswise, overlapping the torso and upper legs. A third, when available, was folded over the chest and neck. This overlap created sealed zones of trapped air, which is where insulation actually happens. Cold air had no straight path to travel inward, unlike a duvet where edge gaps form the moment you shift. Edges and shoulders were treated as priority heat loss zones. Historical accounts and military manuals consistently emphasized the shoulders, neck and lower legs. The overlap method addressed this by folding blanket edges inward rather than letting them hang freely. The top blanket was tucked under the shoulders and partially under the upper back, not tightly, but enough to stop convection. In winter conditions, this alone could raise perceived warmth dramatically without adding more material. You know, weight distribution really mattered more than loft. Old blankets, especially those made of wool, had a certain heft to them. That weight pressed the overlaps together, keeping contact even when the sleeper moved around. Now, duvets, they rely on loft, but that just collapses at pressure points. The clever overlap technique used gravity itself to keep those seals intact. So, in practical terms, if you roll over at night, the whole system sort of adjusts with you, instead of opening up gaps along the sides. This method, honestly, adapted so easily to different sleeping environments. On a narrow bed, blankets would be overlapped diagonally to cover the hips and knees, those spots that always seem to get cold. On wider beds, partners overlapped their blankets toward the center, creating a shared heat zone, without anyone stealing coverage. On the floor, or maybe a camp cot, one blanket went beneath the body for ground insulation, while the others followed the same overlap pattern above. The method scaled from civilian homes to field barracks, with no loss of effectiveness at all. Modern winter sleepers? Well, you can apply this straight away. Just replace a single duvet with 2 wool or heavy cotton blankets. Lay one lengthwise, one crosswise, and fold the top edge inward at the shoulders. Tuck the sides loosely under your body, not the mattress, so you can move without letting in drafts. In unheated rooms, add a third blanket folded just over the chest and neck. This setup does a fantastic job reducing heat loss, stabilizing body temperature, and stopping cold air from sneaking in as you move, all using principles proven long before modern bedding. This is exactly the kind of practical, historically grounded knowledge Warfield Prepper Chronicles exists to preserve. If this helped you rethink how warmth actually works in winter, then do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with others who value serious history and real-world survival skills.